This is the Sim Pit. I'm Michi. Welcome you guys here to an exclusive testing session for the VEC Endurance Championship on rFactor 2. We're in the McLaren Senna GTR. We are bound to do some setup work. And we are just running into just rFactor 2 things, you know. Das ist nicht euer Ernst so. So yeah, we're stuck basically with a Porsche. I feel so reminded on FSR this year, Circuit of the Americas. Interestingly, no damage. Right, so here we go with some testing done. I found an old setup for the Nürburgring from the competition I took part in recently. And yeah, for you guys, I'm testing a different kind of setting for streaming, so I'd appreciate, beside the ongoing chat, if you give some feedback on quality of the stream, whether it is lagging, whether it is buffering for you, or whether the FPS are somewhat bad. As speaking about FPS, I feel them to be very jumpy around here, which could be down to the fact that this is one of the latest official tracks, which is laser scanned by rFactor 2. A lot of data to process with, so I may need to have a look into that and limit that FPS. Which is, I think, the first thing I'm gonna do. Bear with me real quick. So while we get back into the server, I grab my coffee that I actually wanted to have. Sadly, missed it in my time management. So yeah, if you guys are wondering for what kind of event we're participating here, we're practicing here, this is Virtual Endurance Championship. The race is coming up this Saturday, and yeah, I'm going to take on the race together with Mark Veit in Madness. I'm not sure whether Lucas Lichten is also available. I can see him sitting in the lobby for testing, so I kinda expect he is around. I'm expecting, though, more issues with that Porsche there. Happily, he moved back into the pit, so I have no idea what happened there initially, why we shared the pit box like this. Yeah, but anyway, he's moving out on track, so am I, so things are fine. Maybe I'll also have better FPS now. Sadly, I don't. But anyway, I'm trying to take it on like this now. So eventually got a home race here on rFactor 2. Hey there, Luca. How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing alright, man. How's the Italian winter so far? Last week we basically froze to death, as it has been utterly cold. Oh. Yeah, the braking bias. I think lots of setup work to do. And again, we're starting late. I still haven't fully figured this McLaren. It's to me definitely one of the weirdest cars. Well, what is not weird though is its behavior over the curbs. So yeah, we need to get into the groove. I haven't touched the car for 8 weeks though. And it's a freaking beast. It's a monstrous GT3. Massively overpowered. Oh, Scuderia, thank you so much. Yeah, the BMW event has been very, very nice indeed. You may have seen the yeah, the reporting video, the reporting stream I did the other day, speaking about the event and how nice things have been. You have to really say, considering the first time BMW has ever hosted such an event, and they've done a great job on it. Of course, you would always find areas to argue about or to go into much further detail. But to be entirely honest, you know, if you're doing something the very first time and you're trying to compare it to other veterans like ADAC or whatever, I think you would give them a hard time comparing them directly to others that did those events quite sometimes, having a little bit more knowledge, having a little bit more experience. I think knowledge they got the same. All of them are always working with event media together, so there we go. Alex Garcia, where can you find an online racing group for rFactor 2? For rFactor 2, most of the time you will find leaks among the web. So basically you Google a little bit on it, but I would check the rFactor 2 forums, so www.studio-397.com, and browse the forums. I would also go on the rFactor 2 Discord and check the threads, and also you know, type in and basically just ask in that community where to find online group racing here on rFactor 2. Most of the racing takes place definitely in organized groups and private leagues or in official leagues. Some like this one here. This has been hosted by www.simracing.club. It's called the Virtual Endurance Championship. They're also hosting an ILMS and Petit Le Mans stuff kind of things. All of that on rFactor 2, obviously. Beyond that, if you're into open wheeler, you maybe want to have a look into gpvwc.net or www.formula-simracing.net. Those are the most successful and famous open wheeler leagues on the planet. Yep, Scuderia, I'm experimenting a little bit. I want to grow the Twitch channel. Oh, for God's sake. I want to grow the Twitch channel a lot more, and I want to understand the algorithm of YouTube a little further. So we're having an experimental week this week, where we only be live on Twitch, and later find the videos on YouTube regardless. Also remember that Twitch is putting on a sort of streaming guideline or sort of streaming agreement if you have monetized videos. So you need to be some sort in accordance with that. A lot of different things to look at as a streamer. So yeah, we're starting this as a little experiment. Also want to further understand the Twitch algorithm as well, because I found, you know, if I just put up effort and growing both at the same time, this might be wasted. So yeah, just being open and honest. Also, I do think that Twitch gives the better quality in terms of streaming. Twitch gives you guys also the better latency, I believe, and the interaction. You know, I could also make use of different kind of chats. Obviously, I may use the live functionality of YouTube. Oh, for God's sake. I so much hate that this car doesn't have the ABS. Yeah, but I'm sort of looking forward to race the car around here. I do like the track. Obviously love the car, as it is hyperclass car, sort of my type of racing car. So now I just want to find the grips. There we go, finally a valid lap time. I can't believe. As I see a 42.8 right now on the boards, that's surely race time, so we're missing just over a second. Good thing about the server today, it is not quite populated. Which obviously would be a different story for making proper practice in traffic. But as of right now, where I want to do setup work, this is probably the better option. And still every now and then you'll obviously find a GTE. Damn it. Luca, what's your thought on my experimental idea? As you were asking for it. Oh dear. Dead. I didn't touch him though. I didn't touch him. So guys, feel free to have a chat with me since we're doing the testing here. And I'll need to make sure though to do a little bit more work on the set. Bear with me. Hey there, Pashek. Yep, actually I am. Always have been. But this is kind of the effect I'm trying to refer at, as Luca was questioning why I'm just solely live on Twitch as today. Yeah, a lot of people saying Twitch is the better platform. So I may invest a little bit more time into doing Twitch streaming, as I want to build a community, want to grow the business. And I think this could just well work with Twitch only streams and having the videos ready then on YouTube in the end as well. I don't know. I'm just having an open mind. Definitely I want to have the best experience for my spectators. Because, you know, whether I'm streaming to Twitch or YouTube doesn't play a huge role in my daily business. It's just firing up OBS, firing up the stream, and tell Restream on which platform to send a signal to. So Patchek 9090, thank you so much for your follow up here on Twitch, man. It's appreciated. My goodness me. Florian Bodin, thank you so much for your follow-up, and congrats for getting quite comfortably to the top 25 on the rFactor 2 challenge there, on the rFactor 2. Is it Sim Formula 2020? I keep mixing them up since I'm into Formula Sim Racing, and now it's called Sim Formula 2020. Just freaking fucks up my brain, sorry for the language there. But yeah, massive congrats to you, Flo. That was an outstanding achievement. Competition has been quite sick. I think the top 25 have been separated by less than 2.5 tenths. Hashtag competition. Also, for the guys seeing this on YouTube, I'd appreciate if you leave some feedback on whether a video on demand is more, yeah, it's the same satisfaction as being in a live stream. Also, feel free to check out the links in the description towards the Twitch channel. I will put them there. So if you are out and fancy enough for live interaction, just join the Twitch stream. You're welcome, Florian. Have you already received an email about the exact format? Because I'm quite interested into how they want to split 25 people into two sort of splits and then in the end combine them, result-wise. That will be a pretty interesting thing to see, to be honest. As for me, not being part of that competition obviously means having more time left for other racing. Therefore we go into iRacing even deeper. We picked a few series. Hals Maul, that will not count. We picked a few series that we're going to race seriously this season, as it is the off season from rFactor 2 leaks. The setup is way too rigid, I fear, for this track. I think I'd appreciate some softer suspension. Oh, as I said, there is a lot of setup work required. A 2-race championship format per evening. So that means first group's racing the first race, second group's racing the second. Oh no, you're 2 races within the group, okay. So in the end, 10 results, if I got that right, 10 results to go into the final result calculation, right? God damn it. Pashek, absolutely, this will be a bargain. I got it for 740, which was a cheap offer as well. Speaking on Amazon Prime Day back then in July. So I think your offer there is absolutely worth it. Dead. Lap will not count. No, I'm not very happy with the current setup there. Oh wow, only the first will qualify. So, 1 event, 2 races, and the top guy after 2 races will qualify. Is that how I understood it right? Well, to be honest, that sort of reminds me a little bit of a lottery. Excuse my ignorance on that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. So let's see if this is a better shot at it. Yeah, that was dumb. So yeah, it is always good to have some traffic going on at some point. Dunlop corner, always the front right wants to lock up, or actually does lock up. Yeah, I was surprised to see your name on the list. I was like, wait, isn't Florian the race room guy? Which team are you racing for again in race room, by the way? So, let's see, for the sake of it. Have you swapped over to iRacing? I thought I saw you on race room quite mainly. Wahnsinn. That endurance race will be fun on the upcoming weekend. I feel like I need to do so much practice just for track time, rather than actually set up work. So you're interested in going deeper into rFactor 2 then? As you said, you quite like it. Oh dear. Senna nearly feels too wide for this final chicane. Since we're doing endurance racing, I don't basically understand why we're taking the Grand Prix circuit.
That lap was a 1:43.45.
Damn it. I think I'm carrying way too much speed into the turns. Or I should still favor the exit. Same story.
That was a 1:44.05.
I'm still not happy. With the set. So more work required.
That was a 1:43.38.
Pashek, I hear you on the handling thing of iRacing. iRacing needs a very specific way to drive the cars. You need to drive them so smooth and gentle. And I tend to over push and overdrive these cars when I need to be at the top of the game, lap time wise. So I do a bad job on them as well. I think Florian Bodin can agree with that. That iRacing has this very specific style of driving, but so has rFactor too. People are always referring it as being the drift simulator with the unrealistic slip angles. Obviously an argument I can understand. It's not really an argument, it's a point. to stay language-wise correct. I can tell you though, doing a double stint on this track in this car, hell yeah.
That was a 1:43.34.
Don't think there will be huge time to really relax on the car. Track limits are close as well. I think we'll see a lot of penalties for going wide. Seems like we're getting some consistency in.
That lap was a 1:43.35.
A little bit more setup work on this, please. So let's see. A new style of dumpers attached. Yeah, no brakes for turn one. Basically, we want to see whether we can somehow maximize the rotation of the car in low speed. Also, I see me having to do a little of a back-to-back test with the first set I had, to see whether the steps I did now really paying off. The sad thing about these cars is a little bit that their Motec files are blocked due to encrypted channels. So the Motec analysis is a bit restricted. So let's have a clean lap and see what we can do.
1:44.54.
Ah. Oh, the car wouldn't just be as bad jumping around. Yeah, I have an idea though where the issues come from. Despite we go
That was a
personal best,
1:43.27.
I still find no, I don't find, I think that the answer is somewhere in between in the set, which is obviously the task now to try and get at it. Boom, boom. My goodness me, rFactor 2. I haven't tested a new tire model for the latest tracks and for the latest cars. I'm keen on using it on the Porsche and check on it. But yeah, I still need to do it. Yeah, I think that could be an improvement to both balance and lap time. Big time. Sometimes you're a little bit fishing in the dark, you know, you're starting to drill one screw the one way and then the other way to just basically find out how hard the car is reacting to it, and then you somewhat start to find a balance in the middle. I can't actually say yet whether this is right or whether this is wrong. I just feel it could be right from the first behavior, but obviously I need to put it into lap time. And also need to put the car balance into consideration, how the tires are wearing out. Lots of things to do for having a solid endurance setup. It's just as much as having a correct sprint set. Yeah, and just having a good feel sometimes isn't everything. So we're just half a tenth off. I expect a huge time gain though through Schumacher S now if I get it right. Which I didn't. Then we remember last time the second lap has been way quicker as tires come to life temperature wise, and the second lap a lot more. Yet I think we're speaking about an improvement, even if it's 20 thousandths of a second.
3.25.
Did he really blink at me? Not seriously, right? Overtaking the GDEs will be a pain in the butt, I can see. Best opportunity obviously is gonna be turn 1.
Was a 1:44.82.
Okay, going around the outside is way too dangerous here. Switchback usually always works. But Jesus, traffic will be hard. It can come into the most inconvenient spots. Yeah, you have to love the traffic. You know, I remember one qualifying session, I think it was in the pre-season around Silverstone. I did so many fast lap attempts, 45 minutes, and I think 40 minutes long. My fastest lap attempt has always been ruined by some lapped cars, or by some lower class cars. And I'm not really blaming them because they are trying to qualify themselves, obviously. But for crying out loud, I got furious that day. I remember it. So perhaps we can gain something now, if tyres are still in shape. Off track. Happily didn't get counted as that. I'm sure there is a way to take this Schumacher S flat. But for now, overtaking that LMP is gonna be hard of a task enough, to be honest. As you see, there is hardly any straight line speed difference.
That was a 1:43.71.
No! Why are you doing that? So dumb. Yeah, I'm overdriving the car now again. Yeah, look at that. You easily gain half a tenth through a Bolt Schumacher is there. Also putting the nose in there, turn 11, quite risky. Most likely 99 of 100 times it works well. Need to work the brakes way too hard there. Oh, wie oft. Wie oft. How often I want to put my right hand wheels on the grass there.
That was a 1:43.60.
Yeah, that's the line you need to take through 6 more or less. Tight, white, tight through 8. Alright. Blistering through the Schumacher S this time. A little bit twitchy into 10. That was a good go through 11 Emo, but it cost the time. Now fingers crossed, don't break on the grass. Yeah, taking the curb way too hard. And all the time gains gone.
1:43.25.
So, despite we could have had the fastest time with this, I'll need to do the back-to-back with what I had in the beginning, regardless. my goodness me. I think what I just had there was pretty decent already. Because the setup I'm now driving on doesn't feel quite as good. That Porsche looked sideways. So we're given this 4 or 5 laps to actually see . Nah. I love the way the car taking the curbs on this set. Because this is way softer. So the car is quite not jumping as much over it.
That was a 1:43.31.
I'm already feeling the flat spots right there. Well, seems like what I had back then hasn't been too shabby. As it undoubtedly now scores best overall lap time. Not best overall, but our personal best. 43.0.
1:43.09.
traffic in an inconvenient spot though. Don't think really we can pull off a dive. How did Pashek say? Gotta love traffic on the fastest lap. I still think we can give this setup a little bit of optimization though.
The lap was a 1:43.36.
Hmm. Yeah, it is much better over curbs and bumps, I agree. I don't think it is more understeery, to be honest. Perhaps a notch, yes, but overall I think it has a better rotation, especially in the fast corners. I've now changed something on the car to actually make the weight go a bit more easy to the front, which should in theory help the understeer, but whether it does we will find out. If it does, I'm easily ditching into the 42s. If not, then hashtag RIP. Or not RIP, but this car needs a lot of balancing with the brakes, something I'm particularly bad in rFactor 2 though, because I do feel it more in iRacing. What is the exact activity you need to take at? First lap should not be quicker anyway. Damn it. Also, damn it. Despite this didn't give us an off track. Yeah, you know, but the first lap isn't quicker, is it? No, of course not. Because why cold tires? Hashtag wrong.
That was a 1:43.0.
Can this go quicker though? No, that is an off track first. Basically can abort that lap. Oh, I have to admit, I never touched rFactor 1 since 2014, I think. And coming from rFactor 2 back to rFactor 1, I suddenly lost 3 seconds on a lap. Pace-wise, it was ridiculous. So now taking a curb there doesn't really get us anything. Is it quicker or isn't it? Thank you very much indeed. Can I stop doing crap, please? I mean, it doesn't get me anything if the first lap is quick, but then the rest of the lap's been simply dead last, slow. Oh, those GTEs. They will ruin this attempt. Close. Now get the effing chicane right. Well, seemingly the setup is not shit. So let's see what we can do on these 2.5 tenths. Probably just manage them. Damn it. Obviously that semi-spin wasn't intended. Alright, we're gonna try another lap or so. If that still makes sense. And then we're gonna bring this to an end for today. Some testing to be done. Some achievement also, as we meanwhile got into the purple section. 142.8. Surely that was the overtake of the day. That was the off track of the day. Just want to know where we could be lap time wise though, as we have 2.5 tenths. Somehow going up during a lap. It's interesting is you stay tight in this turn 6, you seemingly gain time, despite I feel being a lot slower. Obviously our braking into 8 never works. Same with missing the apex. I think this Senna is sort of a kinda iRacing style of car. Low turning inputs, low pedal inputs, sensitive driving. And you can be utterly quick in that machine. The only thing I do believe is that iRacing does deal easier with curbs. Alright, I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna, put this setup up into the Teams chat and see what they say. and bring this actually to an end. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Yeah, what is further going on here on the channel? We got the iRacing Season 1 2020 coming up. I will make up my mind on schedules, I will make up my mind on what we're gonna do, what we're gonna race, and in the end what we are going to do as a championship, because I want to have a full championship going on this season, and actually trying to get into get into the points, get into the big deals, get into competition, and see what I can do towards the division on iRacing. And yeah, I invite you guys to have a look with me, to have the journey with me. And yeah, hope you enjoy that program coming up. I think we're looking into Formula 3, Formula Renault 3.5, the IMSA Sports Car Championship with the GT3, and the Le Mans Series in a GTE. That is actually what is going on in my mind. Whether I'm gonna do it, how strong I'm gonna do it, you guys will find out if you tune in. So make sure to follow up the channel, make sure to subscribe. Once again, big thank you to Florian Bodin and Paczek to follow up on Twitch. You guys made the 700 followers a full number here on the channel. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Hope to see you back soon. Happy start into the week. Happy Monday. Thanks for being here. This is the Simpit. I'm Michi Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.